Return of Rasper Hawkborn, episode 1. Here we... What?
Sleep. Shh, that's okay. That's okay.
Hey everyone, it's weird over here. Hi, I'm welcome to Threshold, Relics of the Homeland. I'm Kevin, and I'm sitting in this DM chair, which is strange.
You're doing great.
Thanks. But we'll see how this goes. I'm running a new arc of Threshold here in the Homeland. Let's go around and meet the players. Ooh, that's weird.
Hi everyone. Oh, I don't know how to do this. Hi everyone. My name is Steven, and I will be playing Angularius Sacre Artiferix, a wizard.
Elf names, what have I done?
Hi, I'm Patrick, and I'll be playing a level 5 paladin half-elf named Tassaveris Aurelius.
Hi, my name is Pamela. I am going to be playing Victoria Pontifexos. Gosh darn it. Perfectas, or Tiff for short. She is a level 5 elf cleric of Victoria, which is an elven god that we haven't yet seen, so this will be fun.
Hi, I'm Zach. I'll be playing a elf druid whose name is Vox the 7th.
And I'm Josh. I'll be playing a level 5 ranger named Garadel Galithalar, also known as Gara.
All right, awesome. So you're all part of an expedition. You've been gathered because you have sets of skills that are useful. You're all elves in the Homeland. I guess quick overview of the Homeland. You can check it out on the wiki, but it's the origin point of the elves. It used to be the center of their imperium that used to span the entire known world. Now the elves have fallen on hard times for a while. They're starting to recover now, but the most of the Homeland is an entire continent-spanning city that has kind of fallen into ruin since the elvish population took a nosedive and has been largely reclaimed by forests over the last couple thousand years. And as a result, most of the travel and stuff is done through Nexus portals. We've had you guys were contacted by... Oh, damn, elf names are going to be killing me this whole time.
We'll get real good at it.
Yes. Essentially, Pamela's character, Tiff, is a very high-ranking-ish member of the clergy of Victoria, which is the elven god of progress, among other things. And they spearhead a lot of the reclamation efforts. You've received a very promising lead. The rest of you, degrees of mercenary work or are tied to the clergy in some ways. And you've received a very promising lead to what might be the lab of one of the originators of the Shadow program. It's thought to have been long abandoned, but there could be all kinds of Golden Age goodies in it. You've been traveling, mostly hopping through Nexus portals for a couple of days now, and you are just now emerging from what should be your final gate jump here. Go ahead, and as you're walking out of this gate, it's opening up into what appears to be sort of a wide pavilion. There's towering buildings on either side of you with trees growing out of them and moss and
What kind of trees?
it's like kind of the large like jungle trees. I don't know tree names very well.
Mangrove.
But,
I'm just curious if it's...
Mangrove. Mangrove
Sure.
trees are.
yes, those. Thank you, druid character. Growing out of yes. Anyway, it's a wide pavilion. It looks like it was probably a large thoroughfare at one point, although the jungle has reclaimed much of it. Why don't you go ahead and describe what your characters look like physically as you're coming out of this portal?
It's who's first out of the portal.
I imagine.
Oh yeah,
I imagine I will be.
the gate operator here.
The
Guinea pig. I mean,
extra spatial transplanar technicifer. Gara stumbles out of the portal. He's wearing. What is he wearing?
Overalls.
Half plate.
Okay.
And otherwise, some leather and other stuff. He's heavy set. A little on the short side for an elf. Middle-aged looking, brown hair, and he stumbles out and kind of catches himself, and something like, that was a little rough. I've got to mark that for. I'll have to mark that in the registrar for gate repairs. And he pulls out, like any elf, he's got scrolls and fun scrolls. He starts to jot down things.
Vox would pounce through the portal shortly after him, holding his quarterstaff, looking around. Kind of a feral look to him. He's either feral but rather clean.
Okay.
He likes to keep rather organized, except for his hair just seems to just become this mess of just tangles and twigs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of like looks around, looks relatively young compared to everyone else in the group. He's got brown hair. I'm gonna start having the flowers sprout. He starts walking over, going "Kzz," and making all the flowers sprout and open.
Oh gosh, I don't know. The next three of us, two would be probably next.
It's a wide portal.
Yeah, I guess I'll go next.
Yeah,
We're just
probably
kind of continuing through this. So Tiff walks out, and all of the clerics of Victoria have head coverings. So I guess in our terms, it's like a hijab. Is that how you say it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's like a hijab, and then half plate, all in like these deep reds and blues. And she wears made out of Nottish steel, a crown of laurels.
Mm-hmm.
They're like metal laurels on her head, and
Right.
on her breastplate is also the laurels.
Symbol of her station.
Yes.
And her faith. Okay.
Also, holy symbol.
Yes.
It's not like a holy symbol.
Wearable holy symbols.
Yep.
I'm cool with it.
Following close by to Tiff, my character Tuss emerges through the portal. I'm decked out in some shiny armor, and I have a shiny halberd on my back. My long sort of reddish brown hair and the little bit of stubble on my face makes it obvious that I am not a full elf. I'm only a half elf. But I try to associate myself with the elves because of my family. Yeah.
Great.
I'll Ferrex. I didn't say my short name during the introductions. Could you imagine if I did the full thing every time? Ferrex saunters out of the portal last. He is immediately, if you were an elf in the world of Threshold, your red flags would go up immediately upon seeing Ferrex. He wears like ink-stained black leather armor and carries a long sword at his side, as well as a backpack. But the thing that you would notice first about him is that he doesn't have any hair. Ferrex has, at one point in time, either been convicted of a very serious crime or some other situation has set into him, possibly being enslaved. So his hair is actually removed, and most of his body, actually not most, but quite a bit of his body is covered in tattoos. So he looks very
your map, it looks like you're actually just a short walk from the site that the workshop should be located around. You can guide the party there if you like.
Everyone group up. I mean, let's stick together. This is a group effort. We all have to make sure we work together.
Everyone, fall in.
Who wants to take point in this pack? I'll make sure I lead us from behind.
Ferrex just has a skeptical look, and he's standing maybe 3 or 4 feet back.
Lady, are you sure about this wizard?
More sure than I am about you.
Ooh.
Now, our half-elven brethren are still our brethren. I still consider you a member of our race, good friend. You should be nice to him.
I guess I would be taking front then. I'm not paid. I'm not paid by the hour. I'm paid by the day. And he stumbles to the front. Let's move.
Okay, well, we'll just have to take that overgrown path, and I'll direct us from there.
As you know, Garrett doesn't have a weapon in his hand. He's got a couple tools on him, but otherwise, he's got a tool belt. But otherwise, he's just parting stuff with his hands.
Right. As you guide them and Garrett leads, following your directions, you go along the overgrown path. There's through some small archways across maybe a spanning bridge that has vines coming up the side and everything. And let's see, at one point you hear a low growl, maybe a big cat. Roll a quick perception check.
Ooh, and we do get advantage because we are elves.
Oh. Cool.
It's just proficiency on perception check.
Oh, excuse me.
It's just, yeah.
I'm confused.
Oh, never mind. 10.
18.
Nat 20 plus 3.
Okay, so 20, 18,
23.
4.
4,
10.
10, 14. Okay. The three of you turn and you see off in the distance what looks like a black panther of some kind, and then a second one. And you notice that they have kind of odd tentacles coming off of their back. The two of you notice that those are projections, and notice that the growling is actually coming from much closer to you, just off to the left hand of the trail.
Hark! A beast approaches.
Hold.
Well, actually, he's just right there in those bushes.
What beast is this?
I'm not sure if it's quite natural that it be within my realm of knowledge.
Not knowing any of this, I say, hey, what's the holdup? Are we getting over there or what?
Quiet, wizard. We're
Don't
in danger.
call me wizard, Happy.
Whoa, Ferrex. I mean, let's be nice. Why don't you go face check that bush and we'll continue on.
Garrett's just gonna start moving forward. Children bickering, and he's gonna part through the thing and just walk right toward what looks like the projection box.
It's actually not in the way you were going either.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah.
It's just off to
it's-
the
It's
side.
off to the side.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to not do that. And turn back and say, so it looks just like a regular panther then?
But it's got tentacles, right?
Yeah.
The tentacles?
It's a displacer beast.
Okay.
For anybody who knows what a displacer beast is.
Then he turns back instead. This is something I haven't seen before. Though I'm really outside the portals. Have you recognize this?
Oh, can you point it out to me? I'm looking at trees here.
Yes. Come to the front.
I stand next to him and I look in that direction. You want me to give you another?
Nah, it's not necessary. Vox, you've actually encountered these before. They're actually they're not common, but they're just kind of wildlife that you'll run into out here sometimes.
Okay.
A lot of the wildlife through Nexus leakage or anything like that have developed some kind of weird magical cross-contaminations and stuff, or adaptions. displacer beasts, phase spiders, all of that good stuff are fairly common fauna out here.
Okay.
You know what? I don't have time for this. Gerda's gonna cast Path Without Trace for the whole party.
Oh.
We each get gain +10 to strength checks. Best
Do you mean
Stealth?
strength or stealth
I was
check.
like, strength?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Pass
Like I turned to the wizard.
That's passing with extreme prejudice. There's lots of traces when you pass that way.
Best to just go around. And he's gonna start moving.
What does it look like when you cast the spell?
He'll cast it, and there's a slight shimmer and ripple in a small bubble around the party. We, in theory, sound and I think it was sound and percussion and other stuff cannot escape
It's
the
all
bubble.
muffled. Okay,
Yeah,
great.
it's all muffled. So we'll see. Let's keep moving.
Great. You guys gonna stealth then?
He'll try to stealth.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Give me some stealth checks.
Okay, I have disadvantage. Stealth check. 27.
11.
What do we get? What
So you roll.
bonus?
You roll.
What bonus did you get?
Plus 10 on top of whatever.
This
you
is
get.
all. This
Oh.
okay. So
Oh.
with the +10, is anybody below 20?
Oh, no.
No.
What'd you get?
15. Vox isn't really trying. He's just kind of like sneaking with them, but he's just like, hey guys, what are we doing?
It's still enough. You see, like the beast sort of looks. The image of the beast far off looks kind of confused, and it seems to be focusing kind of in a different angle than what it would need to see you where it appears. But it seems to kind of lose you as it stalks back and forth, and you continue on. You arrive at a small courtyard in the midst of several tall buildings with a small fountain in the middle, and it looks as though this is the place. The entrance should be around here somewhere.
I pull out a compass and a lodestone, and I'm just going to use that to ritually cast Detect Magic, just kind of moving it around and watching the compass.
Great. That's going to take you 10 minutes while he's casting that.
Do I have any knowledge of symbols or of like anything that would be detecting of this workshop, like a history or a religion check?
The figure whose workshop you're tracking right now is actually kind of a blank spot in Elvish history.
Okay.
He doesn't have any known associated symbols. You don't even know his name. You just know that he's supposed to be one of the Shadow originators.
All right, then I guess I'll just start. I don't know, opening doors if there are any doors and.
Great. While he's casting, if you guys want to give me an investigation check
Great.
to look around.
11.
9.
11, 9, 5,
21.
21. Gara.
Hey, he's getting paid for this.
He is. Gara, knowing that he's on the clock, manages to. Actually, he's. How are you searching? Are you just walking around and giving it a once over?
He's got just a book. It's like a register of symbols and whatnot, and he's just looking up, flipping through the pages, looking back down, looking up.
Okay, as you're going around, you pass by what looks like a blank wall at first, but you feel like you see maybe something glowing or a symbol out of the corner of your eye, and you feel like there's something up with this wall.
Okay. Without alerting the others, he's just gonna walk up to it casually. It might not be anything, but he will take a look. A closer examination.
As you approach, it looks like a blank wall on close examination.
A blank wall.
Yes. Like actually, there's no plant growth or anything on it.
He takes out his crowbar, just like pops it up in his hand, and he's gonna tap the wall.
Once you tap the wall, you notice that about an inch back from where the wall looks like it is, your crowbar goes right through it. There's a light tapping noise. As you interact with the illusion, all of a sudden it becomes opaque, and you can see through it.
Oh.
There's a large portal with several intricate symbols all around the entryway. Not like a portal. I should say doorway.
A doorway. Okay.
I need to make that distinction.
I was gonna say
You do.
portal.
You said there was no more portals.
I like portals. Okay. And on top of that, there appears to be just like jagged crystal sort of blocking the way into it.
Ooh.
Now that you can see it.
I found something. Are there any symbols that he recognizes? Can I do an Arcana check?
Sure. Yeah. Give me an Arcana check.
Okay.
Do a religion check.
Ooh.
Yeah.
8.
8. No, none of these symbols really look particularly familiar. It looks like they might be some kind of warding magic, but beyond that, it's kind of all mysterious to you.
Great.
10.
10. Yeah. Same thing. Even less so because these appear to be arcane in origin, not religious. But you can determine that much at least. Meanwhile,
I'm still casting.
We'll say-
results.
yeah, you probably you complete your ritual, and like frickin' just like a frickin' compass, like it just you point straight at that doorway. You can detect huge amounts of abjuration, divination, and some necromantic energies around it.
I sign. I say, no one, don't touch anything. Let's have a look at this. And I'm going to head that direction. I put the compass away back into my component pouch. And I'm going to walk up and so I see that the illusion is...
Transition now? Josh points it out to you. Gara points it out to you.
okay,
And,
it's only invisible for him.
it basically it's the type of illusion that once you're aware that it's there, it becomes fairly easy to look through.
Okay, perfect. So I come up to the wall and I say, okay, what do we got here? And I'll put my hand through it and it'll become opaque. And then I'll just give an Arcana check to see if I can
Great.
figure this out. 25.
25. All right. You recognize it as it's a fairly potent warding spell. It looks like it's mostly designed to keep spirits out, but also, and then it also seems to be holding the crystals that are blocking the way in place. The crystals are giving off kind of a weird energy. That's where most of the necromantic force that you're feeling is coming from.
All right, let's just hold up here. It looks like these are wards. They're gonna prevent. Looks like mostly against necrotic energy, necromantic energy. So let's just keep an eye out for ghosts. How about? Let's see here.
Even as you look around, I forgot to mention, but even as you're moving through and stuff, there's faint silvery images floating in distances and stuff.
Oh.
There are ghosts everywhere. Most of them benign right now, but you all know from your experience that that's not always the case. Ghosts are just sort of an omnipresent part of this city. Most of them aren't necessarily aggressive.
With my Arcana check, do I know what it would take other than dispel magic to dispel them? Or
You feel like you could piece it together in fairly short order, I think. Basically, I'll let you roll an Arcana to try and disarm the trap.
Lovely. Here we go. 14.
14. Okay, great. How do you go about trying to disarm it? What do you want to do?
Well, I guess I would. I'll play with my gear. So I'm going to pull out a piece of chalk. Are there some walls that are nearby with the crystals?
Most of the surrounding walls are overgrown with vines and stuff. But other than that.
I'm going to start writing chalk on the wall, and I'm going to also pull a bucket out of my pack, and I'm going to hold it out, and I'm going to say, can someone find me some water for this?
I will grant you water.
Yeah, great. Okay. I put it down, and I'm going to just keep marking some arcane symbols all along the sides of the portal that's being blocked by the crystals while we're...
Great.
I start looking for water.
All right. Roll a survival check.
So, Ferex, what is it?
It's some kind of ward. It looks like it's blocking
can-
ghosts.
Yeah, you look around, but this appears to have been a dense metropolitan area. There aren't any aquifers nearby or anything.
Has anyone seen any water?
I could go try and find some.
Yes, that's perhaps best.
All right. So
As I'm planning to
as
say,
you're going.
oh, Happy, you couldn't do it? Oh, too bad.
24.
Yeah, you disappear for like a few seconds and come back immediately with a full bucket of water.
There was a well, like, right around the corner. It wasn't labeled anymore. Don't feel bad.
I thought that might have been it.
The important thing is you tried.
And
Yeah, make with the water. Let's go.
you rolled a 14 on your Arcana check.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, great. So you're gonna cast the water on it? What are you doing
Yeah,
here?
I'm gonna splash the. I was just waiting for the bucket. I have the bucket, and then now that it's full of water, I'm gonna stand back a little bit, just double check all my symbols, and then I'm gonna splash the water in all the crystals to try to get it'll dissolve the chalk and hopefully the crystals too.
Great. As you do that, there's sort of all of the runes and symbols around the door flash once, and then they all disappear. And the crystals actually melt.
Great.
Okay.
Looks like the way is clear.
Well done, Ferex.
Well, thank you. I put the bucket in the chalk back in my bag. I have used a piece of chalk.
Okay. Keep track of that chalk. It's,
I am.
yes.
The last session. If only you had some.
Yes. It's all part of my plan to drain you of your chalk before you need it.
You said necronemic energy? Necro.
Necromantic.
Yeah.
Look what
Necrotic?
you've done!
Necrotic.
Necrotic?
Is that's the right
Yes,
word, right?
necrotic is the
Necrotic,
right- I like that Josh was just enough to make you second guess.
Great.
Yes, necrotic energy.
As Garrett walks past, he leans into you and asks, you said ghosts.
I mean, yeah, the jungle's full of them. That's literally the reason I'm here. Is I'm here to make sure that you guys aren't ghostly.
But I thought I was here because we're in the jungle.
You are here
because we're
to
in
guide
the
us.
jungle.
Well, I mean,
I'm here
yeah.
because the jungle's full of ghosts.
Agree to disagree.
Anyhow, Gara marks on his booklet. That would be great. A higher rate for me then. Ghosts, necrotic energy. Lovely.
You guys gonna go in?
Yes.
Yep.
Great. So there's who's going first?
I'll go first.
All right.
Follow close behind them.
These two, as they take the first couple of steps in, your detect magic is still on. You feel a buildup of energy. It seems to be sort of slow and then growing bigger and bigger right around the doorway.
Hold on.
As you say that, several similar, images and characters like what was surrounding the door just seem to right themselves in midair in front of these two. Roll a dexterity check for me, guys.
Yay. Disadvantage.
Everyone?
No, just the two of
Not
us.
just those two.
Natural 1.
Oof. Okay, both of you are taken off guard by this. There's a flash, and you feel as though maybe a little bit of your life force has been chipped away.
Okay.
Each take 8 damage.
Okay.
What vile sorcery is this?
It's called magic.
As it's called
Just quick
magic.
check. Does anybody like me?
I like you.
He seems to like you.
Terra Totem. Terra Totem over there.
Yeah.
As the script
Weird animal
builds up and flashes, searing you both and draining a little bit of your life force, you also hear what sounds like just chains grinding against something. There seems to be several sounds of chains moving and rapping and running over stone surfaces from inside of the
Is it like rapid movement, or is it just like a steady?
It sounds like rapid. Like after this is burst, it was like ching, 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 ching,
Behind the
ching,
walls.
What did you do?
from inside of the tunnel that you're about to go in.
Okay.
Are we able to back out of the tunnel now, or?
Yeah, it looks like actually now that it's sprung, it doesn't look like anything is happening. Now that
We
it's
can hear, but other than the
The-
rapid
the
movement of chains.
rapid movement of chains for maybe 30 seconds and then nothing.
Okay.
Lady, perhaps we should back out of this tunnel.
Maybe.
Your detect magic is showing nothing.
All right, I think that was about it. I guess there's a little bit of residual left.
Yes, residual.
Well, forward.
Great.
Yeah, keep moving forward.
Great. The tunnel goes for maybe only a few feet and then turns into a staircase going down. As you wind down the staircase.
As I see it's dark down,
Mhm.
I'm gonna pull out. I have a lantern. I'm
Okay.
just gonna light it and just
Great.
like, hold it out.
I also cast light on my holy symbol.
Yep, your laurels start to glow with a radiant golden light.
That's not a light. Cast flame blade.
Oh god.
That's a light.
Yeah, does anybody else have a light
I
source?
extinguish my, pulled my lantern and I put it away.
Gary's gonna mumble to himself about morons. We can all see in the dark anyway.
Not all of
Oh yeah, we
us.
have.
You all have dark vision.
We do have. I
Right.
forgot about
Well, almost all of us.
No, he has dark vision.
Oh, you have. Oh, elves do. Okay, they have us.
Elves
All
have
right.
it too.
I probably wouldn't have lit the lantern then.
Okay.
So I put it away.
I just like the image.
Right.
Great, we travel down the staircase.
Yep. Travel down the staircase.
Way in the back.
Uneventfully, actually, you make it to a landing at the bottom, and it opens up into what appears to be just sort of like a nice sitting room, like perhaps for receiving guests or something. There's a few like decorative suits of armor. There's lots of comfortable, if moldy-looking chairs. It looks like they haven't been sat in a couple thousand years. And yeah, nice carpets.
Does it seem like the plants have made their way in here too, or is it just...
No, it's actually still surprisingly devoid of plants.
Oh,
It's clean.
Vox looks sad.
Are there any symbols on the armor?
No, they look like ordinary pieces of armor. Did you want to inspect one for a second?
Yeah.
Great. Go ahead and roll and investigate.
9.
9. As you
Not investigate things.
as you approach the armor, you see it looks normal, except it appears to have like some strange eye bolts on it or something, as though it was meant to have things threaded or attached through it.
Oh, okay.
But other than that, nothing at the suit of armor that you go up to.
I start looking for like any kind of like texts or books or things of that nature in here.
It actually is fairly sparse in here. It looks like there's a bar that might have had some spirits in it at some point, like actual drinks, not ghosts.
Yeah.
Man, portals and spirits
And elf names.
and elf names.
Oh my.
Is there another door?
There is at the far end of the hall.
Great. Gara wastes no time in walking towards it and through it.
Great. As Gara walks over the rug in the middle of the room, it seems to come to life and it leaps at him. Yeah, you're gonna go ahead and it's actually gonna roll an attack on you, and everybody's gonna give me some initiative right now.
All right. Rug fight.
I'm the only ranger without detect traps. Oh no!
You're not a real ranger.
I'm not really a ranger. 8.
8.
Nice.
Okay, let's see. So we got 8, 9,
17.
17,
13.
13, 20. Woo. Great. Okay. Sorry, one more time. I need to get in
8.
the groove of this. Okay.
8, 9.
8. Okay. 9.
17.
17.
13.
And 13. Okay, great. This guy got... Okay. Great. So he's gonna... This rug is going to leap up, and he's going to attempt to smother you. It basically comes up and tries to... As it comes up, you see kind of what looks like a vague face in it, and the face opens its mouth as the rug attempts to wrap around you. What is your AC?
17.
17. It actually misses. You are able to ward it off. How do you ward off this rug that's trying to eat you?
I ward it off with a crowbar. He simply like swats at it, and it sort of it rumples and buckles, and he just kind of pushes it to the side as he yells in surprise. Yeah. Ah!
Excellent. So now we're up at Steven.
So Ferrex, who was kind of like sitting down on one of the moldy sofas, is gonna like get up to his feet, and he's gonna start to reach for his sword. Tell me, what's sort of our positioning in the room? I'm sort of gauging whether or not I can shoot a cone off without killing everyone.
Everybody, I at least in my head, correct me if I'm wrong, you were all fairly spread out through the room.
Mm-hmm.
Pat's over by, I need to do character names better.
Toss.
Toss is over by a suit of armor. Tiff is over along the sides looking for scrolls and such. Vox is over being sad because there's no plants. So I assume the only one that you'd be at risk at hitting is Gara over there.
Okay. I'm gonna. Can we take ready? We can take ready actions.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna say, Gara, get out of the way. I'm gonna roast it. And I hold out my hands and prepare to cast Burning Hands.
Yeah. Cool.
So.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Then we're up to Tiff now.
Great. I am going to draw my longsword and take a ready action for when Ferrex shoots off Burning Hands. She'll go in.
Great.
And destroy whatever's left.
You are ready to run in and stab.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Next we have Toss.
I'm like filling with armor, and then I hear all this and turn around, and I foul demon rug, and I pull my halberd and get ready to.
Actually, it's just animated, but okay.
Great. So you're also taking a ready action?
Yes.
Okay. Great. Then we have Vox.
Vox would have his sword still in his hand while he's looking sad, and as soon as the rug attacks him, he'd go, "Have at thee, vile textile!" and run straight towards the rug, just slashing in the air at it.
Okay, so you're gonna roll me an attack here?
Yep.
Great.
Does a 14 hit.
14 does hit.
There you go. Well, that's actually got crazy damage. I forgot that. I had it written. Oh, there it is. 6, 7, 9.
9.
9 points of fire damage.
Sweet. You want to describe it for me?
Like I said, he runs over and he just starts flailing the sword in the air at it, and as soon as he gets to it, he cuts a huge swath right between the middle and then sticks it back in it.
Great. Yeah, you cut, and there's actually a big gash that starts to burn at the edges of the rug as it sort of crumples, and it looks like maybe a little bit of it starts to sag a bit as it burns. Great. Let's see, so we're back at the top.
I didn't attack. I was 8.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's back to you. Yeah.
I'm afraid I couldn't hear your plea to run out of my way as I was being muffled with a giant blanket. Otherwise, I might have. Gara is he's just swinging wildly while this thing is wrapping around him. Ah!
Okay.
And
it doesn't actually manage to wrap around.
No, he guarded it, but I'm assuming that it's jolting back and forth and
it's
doing
sort
a
of
thing,
waving around.
Maybe by the time he gets here, he's already seeing Vox running up toward him, and he's gonna swing at it.
Great.
He's gonna two-handed attack this thing with a magical crowbar.
Does it make any noise?
Just like sort of clothy,
Ruffle,
whipping,
ruffle,
like,
ruffle,
ruffly
ruffle,
sounds.
Wish it made a noise.
23 to hit.
Yeah, 23 is a big hit.
7, and then he attacks again.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's 14
14. Woo!
to hit. Sorry.
Oh, 14
is
to
a
hit. 14 does hit.
Okay. That's a 12 damage. And it takes an additional 1d8 because it's not at maximum HP due to my Colossus Slayer.
Holy crap.
Dang, son.
An additional 6.
Okay, so total, how much are you doing?
Oh boy. 6, 12, so 18 plus the first was... Oh, no.
Okay.
It's called 13, I think.
I think I got it. Okay.
Something like that. So...
Sound down.
23 something? I don't know.
All right. As it, it's the rug's looking bad, guys. It's on fire, and it looks like you've torn several large chunks in it with your crowbar or whatever you're attacking with.
Crowbar.
Crowbar. Yeah.
Magical crowbar.
Magical crowbar. Great. Then I guess all the readied actions.
They don't
Yeah.
Because I think the condition was him getting out of the way, so
Yes.
none of them happened. Okay.
Sorry.
It's all right. You had your shot.
At the top, you hear the same chain noise, and you hear what might sound like a muffled scream before the suit of armor behind you animates and takes a swing at you.
Oh man.
Yes.
At a toss.
Yes, at toss. And the armor. Yep, he's going to make 2 melee attacks as he tries to slam you. He actually doesn't have any weapons, so it's just like fist.
Slams.
Yes. Let's see here. 10? Definitely not. Oh, but that's a nat 20.
Okay.
Okay, so... However, these guys are weak sauce. Alright, so it's going to do 8 damage to you as he swings. Why don't you want to help me describe this a little bit?
Yeah, I can hear it, and I sort of turn, and it comes down with one gauntlet, and I put my halberd up to sort of cross block it, and then the other one just kind of comes from the side and gets me right in the ribs.
Great. Yeah, 8 damage on that. Great. And then the second suit of armor also looks like it's shuddering to life.
Oh boy. Is that right by me as well?
No, it's actually on the opposite side of the room, probably closer to Vox and Tiff. But it is not quite moving just yet, and we are at Ferrix.
Great. Is there how wide is the room?
It's probably about 20 feet wide. It's like a fairly long entry hall.
Okay, perfect. I just am doing some area.
It's like a
math.
move action could pretty much take you anywhere.
Yeah, it's not like huge. Yeah, the 30-foot move can take
I'm going to
pretty
keep
much
looking
anywhere.
at the 3 of the rug, and I go, you had your chance, and I'm going to unleash burning hands at the 3 of them.
All right. That's dex saves?
Yes. Everyone make a dex save.
All right.
That's not high.
Whew. Rug only rolls 8 on its dex save.
No.
Yes.
I too only got 8.
I got 22.
Half, and then...
Of course you...
You would use the rug.
It's covered. It's 11 fire damage.
Yeah.
I have my hands out, and flame shoots out of them in a 15-foot cone,
Yeah.
engulfing the 3.
Yeah. I'm going with that. As Gara grabs the rug and puts the rug between you and it.
That's awesome.
The rug is incinerated in a burst of flame that actually looks a little brighter than you might expect as it hits, and you hear, again, this sort of muffled, what might sound like a scream.
From the rug?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I make an Arcana check just
Sure.
if this is ringing any bells?
Absolutely.
Natural 20.
Oof. Yeah, it sounds like there's probably some spirits bound to these items or something.
Help me out here a little bit on the ethics of destroying things with spirits bound to them. Is this something that Elven culture would look down upon, or is this we're releasing their spirits?
It's probably more of a release. Ghosts are complicated for elves, I feel like.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't feel like you probably have too much in the way of moral tie-ups for this.
No. Okay, great. So I torch the rug, and my fingers stay lit for a second. Can I, as a move, pull out my sword?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pull out my
I
long
think
sword.
bonus action, you can draw it. So.
Oh, great. And then I'll just sort of take my position here then.
Great. Yeah. As the rug burns and fades away, a few things that like metal rings fall to the ground. They were the only bits of metal on the rug. Everything else is burned away.
You guys
we are
same beat.
We are to Tiff now.
Okay. So seeing the rug destroyed, and seeing the two armors coming to life, the one closest to her, she is going to extend her hand and she didn't do any prayers. Extend her hand and say, Victoria, use your light to smite the evil that is here in this place. So the suit of armor needs to make a dex save.
Dex save for the suit of armor. Suit of armors are good at dex saves, right, guys?
Yeah.
7.
Nope. You are going to take 8 radiant damage.
8 radiant damage. What does it look like?
So from my hand, a tiny ball of light appears, and then like a scorching ray just shoots from my hand and hits the suit of armor.
Great. You can see it's sort of like the light seems to cling to the suit a bit as it sort of creates kind of a weird sizzling sound, and you hear kind of a distant wail coming from, it sounds like deep echoing inside of the suit of armor. Okay, and then it's actually going to be that suit of armor's turn, and
Great.
it's going to start moving forward and stagger a step as you hit that, and then it's going to walk up to you, and it's going to have 2 slams for you.
Okay.
Slam the first. 8, no. Slam the second. That's going to be 22.
Yeah.
All right. He swings, he hits you for 4.
Great.
Yep, if you want to describe how that first one misses you or whatever, he's coming with an overhead and then kind of actually just 2 overhead slams, one with each fist.
So I sidestep the first, and then the second one just clips my shoulder.
Great. Cool. And then we are at Mr. Toss.
All right. After getting hit in the ribs, I yell at the armor suit, "You have met your match, empty armor suit!" And I'm gonna take a couple swings at it with my halberd.
Great.
All right. First attack is a natural one.
You take a jab at the armor suit, and your halberd actually goes right through it, but seems to catch in the armor.
Fantastic.
So I'll actually let you do your second attack as you try to jerk it free, but you are now restrained to that suit of armor.
Okay.
As long as you're holding onto your weapon.
Okay. 20.
20 is a big hit.
All right. So do I get to do normal damage to it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're making a bigger hole, basically.
Okay, as I'm doing that, I'm sort of like freaking out, so I'm also gonna cast my Divine Smite.
Ooh, okay.
So, so that's 10 plus, so 16 damage.
16 damage. Yikes. Okay, so that's...
So yeah, I'm like stuck in there trying to like shake it free, but then I start to like say a prayer, like really sort of scared. Like,
yes. What kind of damage was it with your Divine Smite?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Radiant,
It's
I
probably radiant.
I forgot. I didn't check.
I imagine it's radiant.
It's radiant.
Great.
Light.
Then yeah, as you struggle, and then light flashes up the haft of your halberd and sort of bursts into this thing, actually widening a bit of a hole and doing significant damage to the armor. It looks like it's starting to sort of crumble a bit. You should be able to, with one more good pull, get your weapon free. It's still locked in there for now, though. Okay, and then we are to Vox.
I would look at both suits of armor and quickly run to the one that's closer to her
Okay.
and start getting ready to attack it. Maybe blocking the path between it and her first.
Okay, she's in melee range with it right now.
Oh, is she? Then
She's
I
already
will
engaged.
just run into engagement and attack it.
Great.
13.
13 is a miss.
So the flame blade just bounces off the suit of armor and doesn't do any damage.
Yep, it seems to... It leaves like a dent of heated metal, but other than that, the armor seems unaffected.
Okay.
Gara.
Gara looks up and sees the rest of the party fighting these armor things. He shrugs and looks down and picks up one of the rings.
All right.
Man with priorities.
You picked up a ring.
And he's going to examine it.
Okay, great.
In the middle of combat.
In your quick 6 seconds of turn here,
He just flipped it
you
once.
pick up the ring. It looks fairly mundane, although you can see some small etchings around the entire...
Great, that's it.
Yeah,
That's my turn.
that's all you can get
Feel
in that
drawn
small
to
amount
it.
of time.
You want to put it on.
Yes. You hear whispering, there's a big flaming eyeball.
Right.
Then you come back and realize you were just daydreaming. Okay,
Happened fast.
cool. We are back at armor number 1. It's impaled on Toss's halberd.
Give
And
it
it's actually
back.
just going to walk through it, still with the halberd in it, walking with it impaled as it walks up and takes a swing at your head. However, it only swings for 9. And then it only swings for 9 again. So you block, you manage to ditch both.
I lift my halberd up so that its forward motion stops, so it takes 2 swings, and I just kind of like, whoa.
Perfect. Great, and we're at Ferrix now.
Ferrix is gonna move over to toss in the suit of armor with his sword. He's gonna say, "Oh, let me help you out with that, Happy," and he's gonna take a swing at it.
Great.
Oh, 10.
10 is a miss.
All right, go ahead. You.
Either or, if you have an idea, or otherwise, yeah.
I was
you're
just gonna say the
pretty much
swing just comes down and it bounces off the armor.
gonna- Yep. Let me help you out with that, Happy. Clank. Doesn't even seem to notice.
Almost as if you intentionally missed.
Great.
meant to do that.
Tiff.
Great. So I'm going to take my longsword and with both hands just swing at the suit of armor. Shoot. For 10.
10 is a miss.
Great. So then I will take a calming breath, say a short prayer, say guide my blade, and I'm going to use one of my bonus actions to take an extra attack.
Oh, cool. Oh, right. Battle Domain Cleric. Cool.
22 to hit.
22 is a big hit.
That was quite wonderful how that just turned out.
Yeah.
6 damage.
6 damage. Yeah, it looks like through some sort of divine guidance or something, your sword is guided to one of the rings that is fastened on the shoulder of this armor, and it actually cleaves the ring right off and it clatters to the floor. And the armor seems to lose control of that side of its body.
Okay. Do I see other rings on the suit of armor?
Yes, they're actually spaced. There's probably 8 of them, all in all,
Okay.
all around the armor.
I am going to yell, aim for the rings!
Great. And then we are to Toss.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna just try to finish him off with my halberd inside.
Great.
19.
19's a hit.
11 damage.
11 damage. All right. It's you managed to actually wrench your halberd free, if you want to, in that action, and tear a pretty good hole in the side of the thing in the process. It's still moving, even though like half of it looks like a pile of scrap metal at this point.
I'm gonna keep it.
Okay. You're gonna keep it on there?
Take my second attack.
Great, go for it.
Son of a gun. Okay. 10.
Great. You seem to bang it around, but it doesn't seem to be affected by it at all. You're not making the hole any bigger or anything. Great. Then we are to Vox. Vox.
I try to attack one of the rings on maybe near the hip or the leg of the armor that we're fighting. Okay. No, natural one.
You swing for the leg, and as the armor shuffles forward and actually steps on your sword, and its leg starts to glow with the heat of it, but it seems not otherwise affected.
Okay.
Oh man.
Great, and then we are to Gara.
Gara is watching this battle from the other side of the room. How well does it look like it's proceeding to him?
I mean, the armor is not managed to. I mean, it's kind of goofy because it's hard. They seem to be having a hard time damaging them, but the armor doesn't seem to be having much of an easier time hurting them either.
Okay. He rolls his eyes. Guild regulations, and is he far enough? Is he too far to make to make it there and attack?
No, it's a small enough room that you can make it.
Okay, great. He starts to pick up his girth and is stumbling toward, and he swings
hikes up his pants.
his two-handed.
Does he have suspenders?
In my head, he's wearing overalls, even though I know he's wearing.
He does
armor.
with tool belt, so it's like, and his fat's like, and he's gonna swing with his might against the closest of the two armors.
Great. I think you were slightly closer to Pat's than you were to the other one. So.
Yeah, because I was over the other side. So
yeah, this thing is like it's falling apart as Pat has it impaled.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. All right.
Is it crit on Nat 20?
Yes. Why don't you tell me how it goes down?
Okay. He swings and he swings, hitting it with. Oh, sorry.
Setting the scene as you're approaching. This thing is impaled on Pat's halberd, and he's like banging it around and stuff as it's just like swinging at him while it's impaled. Yeah. Neither of them seem to be doing much to the other.
Great. He swings his crowbar into the side of it, and it's strong enough to push the sword through the rest of it, and it just kind of explodes into a bunch of little pieces of armor, and kind of just falls to pieces.
Great, yeah, it collapses into a pile of scrap metal, freeing Pat's weapon in the process.
I had that.
Of course you did. Did you have? Now that one.
All right, we are back. Oh, that armor is dead. Good. Okay, we are back at the top. Ferris.
He's gonna look over. Say, you guys need a hand with that one?
It would be helpful.
I'm gonna run over there and I'm gonna attack it.
Great.
Longsword flies 20.
20 is a hit.
It comes through the air. I'm just doing it one-handed.
Great.
For 6 damage as I
6 damage.
just bring it down in an arc where you'd hit someone in the shoulder.
Yeah. 6 damage. Great. You actually managed to clip one of the rings on that side. Doesn't quite come off, but it's clearly like damaged, and it seems to be having trouble controlling that limb. All right. We are at Tiff.
Great. She is going to take a step back. And this is all new to me. All these spells. She is going to, I guess for you. Okay. Yes. All right. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. So she is going to put away her longsword and just start. I haven't made a map yet. I'll make a map later.
It's all right.
Like a prayer of like a rote prayer to Victoria about impaling her enemies that heed progress. So I have to make a ranged spell attack, natural 20.
Okay, well that's going to be a big crit. Okay.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Let's see, what is this? It's 12
Yeah.
radiant damage.
Let me know how it goes down.
So from the heavens, there's just like a beam of light, and it just explodes the armor. Yeah, that's it, and it explodes.
Great. Yeah. As the armor actually it hits, and bits of it light and fly around the room, and you see a faint outline of a figure covered in chains as it slowly fades away.
Okay.
Do we all see this?
Yes.
Spooky.
Was that the entity?
Yep. That is the end of combat.
Right.
We're calling it there.
Gara walks over to Ferrex. Next time, don't hesitate.
Ferric says,
Jasper, is
got
that
it.
you?
He's like, hey, you got it. I just didn't want to upset any guild regulations by damaging you.
I can handle myself.
Fair enough. I'm going to pull out my compass again after seeing that outline, and I'm going to start ritually detecting magic again.
It feels good, doesn't it?
Enjoy your 10 minutes, guys!
Yeah. You guys are going to give him the time to do that, I assume? You want to do anything while you wait for him to complete his ritual?
Actually, I won't do it as a ritual. I'll just do it.
Just going to use a spell slot?
Yep.
Okay. In that case, it takes you 6 seconds.
I pull it out, and I...
It's still
Look at
fresh from your previous casting, so you can just call it back in. It's all good. Great. Yeah, you're standing there, and the compass now seems to be, like, wobbling quite a bit. Not quite spinning around, but it's definitely picking up a lot of different conflicting, mostly necromantic signatures, mostly in the direction deeper to where you're going.
Okay. Great. In that case, I am going to... I'm going to take... put the compass away, and then I'm going to reach into my pouch and grab some dust that smells faintly of ozone and powdered bones.
Lovely.
And I'm going to... I hate this part. And I'm going to put them onto my eyes, and I'm going to blink the dust into my eyes, and when I open them, my eyes have gone totally white. But I can see invisibility. I can see into the ethereal plane.
Great. Great. As you look around this room, you don't see anything right now. It looks as though you've purged all of the stuff from this room. However,
Same.
your compass is still warbling in the only
Looks
other
like
direction to
this
go
is
in.
clear, but keep your wits about you. There's something else here.
Great.
Something big.
Then we move forward.
Yep. You move into the next hallway.
Yeah.
Okay. The next hallway is sort of just a long corridor. It looks like it may have been nice a long time ago. There's several more rugs along the ground. No more suits of armor. And maybe a few dilapidated picture frames and stuff. It looks as though the pictures have long since rotted out of them. There is one door about halfway down, and then the hallway leads on to another doorway.
Ferrex, anything?
As you walk into the room, you can see on 2 of the rugs along the way, it looks like there's just 2 ghosts standing on them, and there's rings on each corner of the rugs, and the ghosts are wrapped in chains, and the rings are run through each of the, and the chains are run through each of those rings.
The ghosts. What did the ghosts look like?
They're elven ghosts. They actually look fairly comatose at this point, as though perhaps the chains are keeping them inert at this moment. They are... One of them is dressed fairly nicely, as though he may have at one point been a member of nobility. He probably dates back to pre-fall. The other one is dressed sort of like an adventurer or something. Perhaps someone who was in a similar line of work to you, but a couple of 100 years ago.
I say we got a couple of ghosts here on both the rugs. Looks like pretty standard stuff, though, just like what we saw. Maybe if we let's not walk on these rugs. How about?
Good plan.
We walk around it, we may be able to avoid them completely.
Great. You guys are walking down the hallway trying to avoid the rugs?
Sure.
Yes.
Great. As you pass the first rug, the ghost doesn't stir at all. You move further down. Before you reach the second ghost, you're passing the door in the hallway. Do you want to continue on, or do you want to check the door?
Let's. I'll give a perception or investigate for the door.
Investigate.
Lovely. 20.
Great. The door looks as though it's a fairly it's just a man door, and the hinges look as though they've rusted, so it might be a little difficult to open. But other than that, it looks like an ordinary door. Your detect magic is still up. You don't get anything from that. You don't see anything invisibly on it.
Great. I say this door's clear.
Great. I use, how do you say this? Thaumaturgy?
Thaumaturgy, yeah.
Thaumaturgy and open the door.
Okay, so you're just pushing it open? Mm-hmm. You say a quick prayer, and a bit of force impacts the door, and the door shakes a little bit but doesn't open. It looks as though it's just rusted and warped closed.
Okay.
I'm gonna look kind of down the line at Gara, and I'm gonna say, "Well, Portal Master."
He walks closer, takes his crowbar, shoves it in the door frame, and tries to pull.
Great, give me a strength check.
All right. Strength check. That's a 16.
That's enough.
Okay.
You give it a good yank, and the entire door, like the hinges just crumble away, and the entire door comes off.
Great. He stumbles back. Ugh. All right, there's your door. Pulls up his belt.
I keep picturing you as a dwarf.
I know, it's a little weird. All right.
Picturing you as like Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Hey, someone's got to work in the elf world. Can't all be mystical.
It's all unseen servants and you. All right. The doorway is open, and there's still ghosts floating over carpets and chains on either end of you.
I'm gonna take a peek down that hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Into the door?
Yeah.
The door opens up into what looks like it may have been a small bedroom of some kind or something. There's a bed frame that looks as though it's mostly rotted away, as though it hasn't been used in quite some time. There's a small chest at the foot of the bed, and against the wall there's an archway that looks like it may have at one point been a Nexus gate.
Oh.
But it's fallen on extreme disrepair.
It's pretty apparent. It's not like hidden or anything like that anyway.
Actually, I take that back. It's not extreme disrepair. It actually looks, it's fairly clear in front of it and stuff, but it looks like it hasn't been used in quite some time. A lot of the runes have been scratched off or changed. It doesn't have any stones in it.
Gara's gonna notice this and walk closer. This could be the reason why the guild sent me. They weren't very clear. He's gonna use his hand and kind of dust off the side, like the circumference of the portal.
Great.
How?
Quick check, no ghosts in this room.
No ghosts in this room.
Alright. So this room's clear.
Are there any portal stones attached to it?
There are no stones. Also, unlike the rest of the facility that you've been in so far, there seems to be some roots and stuff growing through the ceiling of this room. There's it's not as free of plant life as the rest of the place seemed to be.
Vox would rush into the room as soon as someone says something to that effect. Oh my god, they're still here!
Tiff. Do you know why there could be a portal in here? You know more than I.
Let me think. Can I use a history,
Yeah, go for history.
or religion check?
I would love for you to do either of those. Pick
I'll
one.
do religion first. 10.
10. What I can give you for 10 is that you know that even today, and especially in the past, high-ranking members of various organizations tended to have private Nexus gates that led to their residences.
Okay. Well, from my experience, there are a fair amount of higher-ups who have their own private gates. It was something that was a while ago, but Clearly he had one.
So we're in someone's private quarters.
Someone important. Or was important.
Well, important people have important stuff, and I'm gonna start sort of looking around the room. I'm not quite touching anything, but I'm just looking with my eyes.
Great. It looks like, honestly, this room looks more like what you would expect from a ruin. The rest of the place, yes, everything looked old and some of the stuff had rotted away and all that, but it looked like there wasn't dust on anything. And this place is covered in dust. Except for maybe a small area around the portal that seems to have repelled it for some reason.
I'm actually going to try to open the chest.
Great. The chest is actually unlocked.
Great. I open it.
You open it. There are 3 moonstones inside the chest. Small amount of money. And nothing else. Just like some old tatters of cloth. It looks like it might have been maybe somebody's clothes at some point.
Okay.
Can I do an Arcana or Investigation check to see if the markings on the portal, the characters, runes, indicate at all where it might lead?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, give me Arcana.
Arcana, okay. 22.
22, definitely.
Okay.
This is linked to the greater Nexus Centralis, although to an area of it that is largely underused and unexplored. One that you've actually never been to.
Great. So Garrett's flipping through his portable portal registrar. It seems
PPR.
Yeah, standard issue.
It seems this portal hasn't been in use for some time. In fact, I've never serviced anything around those parts. Let's see, flips a couple. And can you tell me when the last time that area might have been active?
It predates your records.
Great. It seems there's in fact nothing here. Might he be able to activate it?
Potentially, if you have enough stones and enough time.
Okay. It may be possible to activate.
Yeah, you think that would probably be within your abilities.
Well, maybe they'll send us back. But I think our job right now is to just check this place out, right?
Yes. And recover any holy relics we can find.
Beautiful. My tech magic still going?
Yes.
Anything pointing to some holy relics?
Nothing new. They're actually, other than the Nexus gate, there's nothing in the room you're currently in. You see nothing really exceptional except for the gate. You're still getting a lot of weird readings from the end of the hallway, though.
I'm sorry. This wasn't the terminus of the hallway. There's further
No.
down.
You got this was the side room.
Got it. Okay. I'm saying. Well, I think maybe further down the hallway is best.
Yes.
That's where all my readings are pointing towards.
Sounds like a plan.
Great. On their way out, I suppose. Garrett does a quick rubbing of the markings.
Great.
Holds it up.
Cool. Yeah, you've got a rubbing of those Nexus key markings. Great. You move into the hallway. I assume towards the terminus point of the hallway there. You're trying to sidle past the last rug. As you go past that rug, Pamela and Patrick, as you guys pass by, you see the ghost on there. Stephen, you're the only one who's able to see this, so if you want to share this with them or not. The ghost sort of shakes, and everybody can hear a bit of a chains clanking sound, and the ghost's eyes just pop open and look pleadingly back and forth between those two.
I'm going to say something and say, hold on just a second. When Tip, when you and the halfie walked by, looks like the ghost was pleading with you or something.
Perhaps it suffers.
I'm gonna try to talk to the ghost.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at its look it in the eyes, and I'm gonna say, is there anything we can help you with?
It looks confused for a second. And then it seems to find its voice. It's very soft. It says, just one out. In here. Numb. And then it seems to lapse back into its sort of comatose state as it settles closer to the rug.
It looks like it wants to. Sounds like it. Can they all hear the voice?
Yes, although to them it's a barely audible whisper. You're probably the only one that would be able to hear it without a check.
It looks like it wants to be released, but I don't think it's threatening to us in any way. As long as we don't disturb it.
I am going to pray to Victoria, asking for her guidance, and feeling what I should do. I put my hands over the rug, and I ask her to send down one of her victories to relieve this spirit.
Great.
So I guess have the rug make a dex save.
All right. The rug rolled a 5 on its dex save.
Great.
It was also caught flat-footed.
It takes 10 radiance damage then.
Okay. Your radiance damage slams into the rug. And what spell is this?
It's Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flame, okay. Great. And as it sort of catches your violently white fire catches it, and the ghost eyes shoot open, and it seems to open its mouth in kind of a silent scream, and then the chains pull it down into the rug as the rug leaps up and tries to engulf you.
Great.
And the rug is going to roll a 16.
Yeah, actually.
Okay, you are grappled.
Great.
You can pass a DC 13 to pass it, but you are restrained, blinded, and at risk of suffocating as the rug wraps around you.
Can I
Great.
try to grab the rug, or do we have to roll
Yes.
initiative?
Huh?
Are we rolling initiative, or can I just try
No,
to pull the rug?
I don't want to do initiative for this. It's
Okay.
just a single rug.
Right, then I'm going to grab the rug and try to pull it off of her.
Yeah, great. I'll actually let you...
I'm going to pull out my longsword and try to just cut the rug.
Okay.
Cut a rug. 12.
12 hits.
7 damage.
Yep. You cut a big bit of the rug. It seems to be sort of failing as it flops around on the floor.
Okay. I'll take my my second bonus action to make an extra attack. So 11.
Great. 11 is actually a miss. So, yeah, the rug kind of flails and you just don't quite manage to connect anything.
Okay.
But yeah, it seems to sort of be on the ground. Stephen, you can see like a few chained hands trying to reach their way out of it as it goes. Does anybody want to do anything? It doesn't look like it's moving towards anybody at this point.
Stab it with my flaming sword.
Okay, stab it with your flaming sword.
12?
12 hits.
All right.
How much damage does that do?
It does 10 points of damage.
10 points is enough. As you plunge your sword into the middle of it, the flames spread out in sort of a big flickering flash. You hear a muffled scream. You see sort of the vague outline of that ghost. The chains seem to constrict around it and then tighten until it vanishes. Just and the the 4 rings clatter to the ground as there's nothing left of the cloth of the rug.
I'm going to put my long sword away, and then I'll turn to Tasker. Thank you.
What about the other rug?
I think it's probably best if we just keep going down the corridor for now and worry about that on the way out.
Okay.
I'm going to continue down the hallway since I can see these guys.
Great. You guys make it to the end of the hallway unmolested by rugs or anything else. I need to work on my word choice, guys.
Phrasing.
As you reach the end of the hallway, you find that it opens up into a large circular room. Looks as though it may have been some kind of lab or something. There's tables full of doodads everywhere. There's a large desk set in the middle of it with sort of a lectern to the side. There is a book prominently displayed on the lectern and all manner of doodads strewn about on the tables. There's actually it is a glass ceiling. You can actually see the sky out of the top of it, even though there appear to be vines and stuff growing over much of it.
Any ghosts?
You are not seeing any ghosts in here right now. You're picking up a lot of magical energy, particularly around the book on the lectern, and a lot of smaller fluctuations from a lot of the doodads on the tables and stuff.
Ooh, looks like these are the goodies that we were looking for. Let's not touch them just yet. Let's have a quick peeksy poo.
I'm imagining like this elf covered in tattoos, shaved head. Let's have a pixie poo.
Let's have a quick peeksy poo. I'm gonna head over and just kind of look at the. I'll look at the book first.
Great. You walk up to the book, and as soon as you are close enough to be able to read, it's open, and the elven characters for leave are just written across the entire spread of the page.
I'm going to. I'm gonna pull out. I'm just gonna like. This is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna very carefully try to just. Yeah, I'll do it. I'm just gonna like carefully try to turn the page. I'm gonna just try to turn to the next page.
Great. You turn to the next page, and the elven characters for last warning are written across.
Is Garrett close enough to see this?
Did you follow him up? What's everybody else doing as he approaches
I'm
this?
standing in the door.
I'm busy
So
looking
once
at
the
it.
magic stuff.
I'm not
is
right over
really
the
kinda
book.
like, ooh, I don't want to touch anything.
Right.
I'm not right over the book, so.
Okay. Then he's probably the only one that can
Right.
read it.
Right. I have been on many adventures with Ferrex, so I know that any ghost stuff, he's the man to deal with it. So I leave it to him.
I'm gonna say there's the ghost is telling us to leave, and he's giving us a last warning.
Perhaps we should heed that warning.
In fact, I have to. Or else I'll take a good refraction. So unless any of you have any moons, I'm afraid... what does the warning say?
He's telling us to leave. Didn't say anything about taking its stuff, though.
What do you know about the items?
Let me have a quick look. Hold on just a second, book. And he's gonna walk over to the table and have a look at what's
As you
going
turn your back on the book, the pages start to flip rapidly. Just
Ferrex, something's happening.
on. I'm gonna turn my head back and look at the book.
as you turn, pages seem to come loose from it and start flying in all directions. It sort of becomes a geyser of paper, more paper than it looks like should be contained in the book.
Okay.
It's a pretty big.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
pretty
like
big cloud starting to
it's-
form now. Where is anyone else close to the book?
you are the closest. I don't think anybody else has gone very far into the room yet.
Great. Can I do something crazy?
Sure.
I'm gonna sort of like run backwards and dive back, and I'm gonna just shoot my finger out and shoot a fireball at the book.
Nice.
Great. Great.
I don't think there's an attack roll on Fireball.
There is not. The book is going to make a dexterity check.
All right.
Dexterity saving throw.
Yeah. It has rolled 15.
That is it. That passes.
Okay, so it takes half damage from your fireball, I believe? Great. How much is that going to be? You want to roll me some
Yes, I
damage?
would love to.
Great. It is made out of paper, so it has some fire vulnerability going on.
Yeah.
86 coming at you.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's 10, 20, 26.
26. Okay.
Half
So it half it, and then its vulnerability actually takes it back up to 26. That is a beefy hit.
So I dive
Imagine, like,
dive
some
backwards.
pages are still flying up
Exactly.
on fire.
He throws it, and it's sort of the pages sort of seem to like wave out from it as it tries to like make a hole, and then the fire explodes in the middle, and pages catch, and there's sort of bits of flaming paper start to rain down, but the rest of this tide of paper coalesces on this lectern and forms into a vaguely humanoid shape made of paper, and it's.
I'm down on the ground because I dove back as soon as I was out of the range. I was trying to just dive, so I've landed backward on the ground. My arms extended, and I go, "Ghost over there!"
And the spell book coalesces, looks, part of its shoulder is still smoldering. And then the words for time's up flash across its chest. And I'm going to go ahead and end the session there, actually.
Oh,
Oh, man. Book man.
This is why the guild has measures for this. You heed warning.
Damn you, wizard.
That was fun. Cool. Great. That's my first episode, everyone. Thanks to all the players. Thank you for watching. It's had fun. This was a lot of fun. Man, I had a great time. We'll see you next week. We're back every Monday. Join us for Threshold. Check out the D6 Mafia. Subscribe, like D6 Mafia channel, wherever that is. Find us on Twitter. Check out our Patreon. All of those things that Steven tries to remember at the end that I'm trying to remember right now.
tomorrow is
Yes.
tomorrow's question.
Tomorrow we're doing question, comments, concerns. Wednesday I'm doing afterwards, which is super weird. Thanks. Hope to see you next time. Leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you guys.